welcome back to My Kitchen, My Rules. And I've got another controversial recipe for you here today. And the clue to what I'm fixing is from my shirt, Country as Cornbread, which was in support of Vivian Howard. She's one of the finest chefs in the country, and she happens to be from North Carolina. And this is part of her fundraiser project, which you can see by here. She was doing some hurricane relief. That's how I got this t-shirt. So wherever you live, find the local chefs and see how you can support them. She does that farm to table stuff, and she's amazing. So let's put our oven at 400, okay? So cornbread's got to be baked in the oven. Put your oven at 400. And then get your grandma's cast iron skillet out. When my grandma passed, I didn't care what all my other cousins and aunts and uncles got it out of the house. I wanted my grandma's cast iron skillet, and I got it. So it's very special to me. Now you should know some things about cast iron. First of all, the best ones are passed down through your family. Second of all, this doesn't ever get put in a sink with water and soap. That will be stupid and crazy because, you know, it's iron. And if y'all don't know why, you need to go back to science class. And so if you buy somebody's old cast iron from an estate sale, or you find it in a cast off shop somewhere, you can bring it back to life with salt and a paper towel. You can scrub off all that rust. That's also how you give it a nice good patina. So take that pan, put it on the stove top, and put it at high, because you got to get your cast iron nice and hot while you make your batter. I'm gonna put a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil in the skillet while she's heating up. So we'll have a nice hot pan of oil. Those of y'all that this makes you immediately nervous, probably don't cook Southern, frankly. I mean, I can already tell. And then you're also gonna know why this is Southern cornbread in a minute. And I can't believe I have to say this. Sugar does not belong in cornbread. And I don't know why some of y'all eat sugar in your cornbread. That's not where sugar goes. And I love Dixie Crystals. It goes in everything else I fix, but not in my cornbread. I do think it's a Yankee thing. And so no offense to my Yankee friends, but y'all need to learn to eat Southern, because we know how to eat. My people can eat. I guess y'all have skills too, you know, but that's not eating. So anyway, we're gonna get our pan here, and we've got our oil heating up. And then we need 2 eggs. And I got my Harris Teeter eggs here because I'm still waiting on Timmy to build his chicken coop so I can have some fresh eggs. You know, it's a shame when you have to wait for your 14-year-old to hook you up with some poultry and some eggs. But you know, boy, I'm waiting on it, just for the record. Okay, he's not going to come on camera and admit to the fact that he doesn't really want to have chickens as much as I want him to have chickens. But that's life in the Brown household. Okay, so we need 2 eggs. And then we need some cornmeal mix. Y'all know, right? It's got to be White Lily. Don't buy those off brands. I don't know where they come from. We know that White Lily is the only flour we buy. And don't try to Google making your own special mix. You need to get the enriched white cornmeal mix self-rising. It's going to have everything you need in it. They do it the right way, so it's going to be nice and light. And frankly, I've tried to make my own self-rising before, and it kind of works, but not really, because I'm not a scientist when it comes to these things. And so just buy you some White Lily enriched white cornmeal mix self-rising, and you need 2 cups of this, okay? So you notice we did not buy plain cornmeal from the grocery store. It's very important. All right, so 2 cups. And now I probably shouldn't talk because I will not measure correctly. That's a 1/2 cup, so there's 1. And then we're gonna have almost 1 1/2. And now it'll pour because my bag's about half gone. And SHAZAM, we have about 2. Now your cornmeal mix for your cornbread is gonna be in the thicker than pancake batter kind of a category, which I know sounds very technical. So keep your cornmeal out, because you may have to thicken it or thin it depending on how you've got your mixture looking, because it's not going to be the same every time. And then we need some buttermilk. And we have, let's see, what did they have at the Harris Teeter? They had Hunter Farms today. So we've got our buttermilk. And I've heard some people use regular milk, but I did not grow up with people that do regular milk. In fact, my granddaddy would have a glass of buttermilk and stick cornbread in it and eat it with a spoon. It looked nasty then, it looks nasty now. So anyway, I don't know how he ate that, but whatever, he was a happy man. 1 3/4 cups. There's 1 3/4. All right. And actually the way my granddaddy would have measured it, he had the buttermilk and the oil in the container at the same time. And that's just how he rolled. So let me get my fork to stir it up with, because I know y'all love it when I go off camera because I forget things. That's just how we roll over here in my kitchen, my rules. All right, so we've got eggs and we've got oil in the pan and we've got buttermilk, and we actually are going to put in 2 tablespoons of oil in here too. I like to start my eggs and buttermilk and bust up those yolks before I toss in the oil. I don't ever think it mixes right if it doesn't, but that's just me, and maybe yours is different. All right, let's give us a tablespoon of oil here. So 2 more tablespoons here. And there's 1, and here's 2. Daddy, remember how Papa used to do that, where he put the oil in first and buttermilk on top? That's what he did in making the batter for the fried jack pies too. All right, so we've got oil, egg, and buttermilk. And really just want to mix it until it's combined, okay? So don't over mix or it'll be tough, 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 tough. And now we've got it mixed up. See, it's kind of a little bit thicker than pancake batter, so I've got mine the way I want it. And then we're going to put take your fork, put just a wee tiny bit in your oil. You hear that? I guess that's an ASMR over there. If you hear it skittling, it's good and hot. So now we're going to pour in the batter close to the top, okay? I do need to get my spatula for this, so I do it the right way. You got to leave some room at the top of your skillet, okay? Let me change my camera angle so y'all can see what's going on here, because this is like science in action. That's the fun of cooking. It's like science. Okay. And look at that oil just shimmering. Pour this in here. Now. Oh, Lord, it's turning brown already. Okay. We're going to pour it in there. Okay, next step. What we're going to do is get this skillet off the stove and put it in the hot oven. Okay, see how your edges are already browning up, friends? See that? Okay, get it in the oven. I can't be dallying while I got a hot skillet in my hands. That's also the pretty part of your cornbread. Put it right directly in the oven. And now it's going to stay in there for 25, look at the camera, 25 to 30 minutes. And basically it's going to cook until that middle is set, because we don't want raw cornbread. That would mean raw eggs, and that's not your friend. So tune back in a second and you'll see what real cornbread looks like. Well, I'll just hit the button. All right, timer's off. Y'all ready to see what real cornbread looks like? Yes. Now, cast iron ain't light, so make sure you did your upper body workout. That, my friends, is real skillet cornbread. See, we're firm and crispy on the outside, tender on the inside. Some amazing real butter. No margarine, no oleo, none of that mess. Put you some hot butter on that, and you will be happy. In fact, as we say in the South, it's going to make you want to jump up and slap your mama. But actually, just get up and hug her. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time on My Kitchen, My Rules.